Oh no, wait,
Tons of
guys.
plastics.
I ran over the paint. I have white paint actually all over my car. Yo. We are headed to Gold's Gym. I've tried all the gyms in Tampa. This one's by far the best one. The other ones, to be honest with you, suck. That's like one of the things that Tampa's missing. That and a nightlife scene. There's like no nightlife here. But we're headed to Gold's. We have chest and back day today. We're headed a little bit late. Normally we go at like 6:30 and I have to be done by like 7:20 the latest. So a little bit late start, but you know, we have Damien, we have Jules that came in, so you know, they flew in late Friday night, so we're getting a little bit of a late start, which is all good. So we're gonna get after it, and I'm gonna walk you guys through how I've been able to stay active and fit while building business, because that's not as easy as you may think. When I first started in business, for the first like 8 months, I abused my health. Like, I absolutely took advantage of it. I wasn't getting sleep, I wasn't lifting, and if I was lifting, I was lifting off like 3 hours of sleep. So I'm gonna walk you guys through some things that I've been able to do that's really been able to help improve my health, which is funny because I perform way better when I'm feeling good and I'm healthy. So it's actually affected my business in a positive way. So it's like a double whammy, which I was ignoring for a really long time. I'm gonna walk you guys through it. And then we also have a chest and tricep day. I just got done bulking. I gained 30 pounds over the like 6 months. Whenever I bulked in the past though, one mistake that I would do is I would try to put on the weight too fast, because I'm an obsessionist. If I do something, I just go all in and I just try to gain it as fast as I can, as much as I can. And then I would always just put on too much fat. So this time around, I was like, okay, I need to be patient. Who cares? It took me like 8 months. Did it cleanly though, which is good. Now we're starting to cut it back off and shred some of the fat off that I put on. Same thing, I'm gonna go slow. It is what it is. Normally I would like try to rush before summer and like within 2 months just try to lose as much fat as I can. Only problem with that is I would just cut all the muscle that I just got done building, and I would be like right back to the same place that I started. So we're gonna go walk you guys through the workout that I've been using for my cut. Chest and tricep day. Let's go get it. 89 recovery, which is good because all last week I could not get above a 50, like no matter what I did. I tried getting sleep, I tried getting water, and then I found out that my sleep consistency is what was getting me. So I just always fall asleep at different times, wake up at different times, and it throws off my recovery score. And it's funny because I can tell, like I know when I'm on green and like I feel good, and I know when I'm on yellow. Like when I originally, before I bought the Whoop, one of the biggest reasons why I almost didn't get it is because I thought I would be like in my head. If I saw like a yellow, then I would like by myself just talk myself into being more tired or not doing things because my recovery isn't as good. But it's funny because I know, I without even looking at my Whoop, I know if I have a good recovery day or a bad recovery day. And one of my biggest goals right now is to stay on green every single day, which has been tougher than you think. But I take good care of my body. I just put so much strain on it by working out, staying up late, which is why I've been putting a big emphasis on my sleep consistency, because I found out that's one of the biggest reasons why my recovery score always dips. So that's my biggest area of focus right now. So this is one of my favorite workouts, just to wake up the shoulders. Go hit a heavy lift today. We have bench starting out for we're gonna do 3 sets of 5. So we're gonna try to get up there. We're gonna see what we can do. We're working weight is gonna be like 245. Maybe go a little bit heavier, see how it's feeling. We're gonna get warmed up and we're gonna go hit it. First working weight, 225. We're gonna go for a 5-piece. Let's get it. How you doing? Good, how are you? See ya. Next movement we have incline, really focusing on the tempo. We're gonna go
fast as you can up, pause for 1 second, 3 seconds down, let it pause at the bottom, slow back up. The tempo is key here. That's where the magic happens. Is you have to find out what time of the day works best for you. And I know that sounds really simple, but it's not. I've tried going to the gym every hour of the day, in the morning, afternoon, night, like mid-morning. And I found that for me, like that 6 a.m., I have to be there at 6 a.m. Be done at like 7:20. That works way best for me because otherwise I get super distracted. Even though I have more energy in my lifts like later part of the day. That's why for a long time, like I wanted to lift in the afternoon because I was more energized. I could push more weight. My pumps felt better. It just wasn't optimal for me. So I'll try to fight it. So for you, depending on your schedule, depending on your body, depending on how you operate, that you have to find out the time that works the best for you, and you have to prioritize that. There's 168 hours in a week. I promise you, if you go to the gym 3-4 times a week for 45 minutes, it's not gonna obliterate your progress in business or whatever it is that you're doing. You still have plenty of time. So pick the time that works best for you. That's my first tip. My second tip for being an entrepreneur and staying in shape is prioritizing your sleep. Listen, I've been an entrepreneur. When I first started my position in 2019, I was that dude that was like, I don't need sleep. Like, sleep is for the dead. And I used to get like 3-4 hours of sleep. It was the worst possible thing that I could do. I was literally a walking zombie. Like, you could ask all my boys that I grew up with that I used to go work out with. I couldn't think. My workouts were shit. Like, it was the worst thing that I could do. And after like a year in the business, I was like, man, like something's got to change, because this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. You got to be able to sustain it long term, and not to think about all the health effects that it'll have when you're 40 or 50 years old if you don't sleep and you don't take care of your body the right way in your 20s and your 30s. So I was like, all right, I gotta figure this thing out. So I started getting about 7 hours worth of sleep, which has been tough, not gonna lie, because if I finish work late, I gotta get up early, and it's not always easy. There's a lot of things that I gotta pack into my schedule, but I prioritize it in 7 hours. Now, like, I can do this for as long as I need to. I don't get tired. All I need is a little bit of time on the weekends just to regroup, regather, go have some fun. And this is something that I can maintain for an extremely long time. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Just remember that. Take care of your sleep. I promise you, not only will you be more effective throughout the day, so you're really gonna accomplish more, but you're gonna feel better in the process. So get your sleep. So you're gonna do, this was more about hypertrophy. So you're gonna do 12 pulling from the top to the bottom. You're gonna flip around. Do 12 pulling from the top. Just more about volume. This one, hypertrophy. Yo, that one burns. Is you have to have everything planned ahead of time. So if you can, hire a meal service company. It's gonna save you so much time and energy. That way your meals are ready. You know how many calories you're gonna get in. You can stay on your nutrition plan. So that's honestly the hardest part. Lifting, for the most part, people can find time to go to the gym and get their lifts in. It's that nutrition that can honestly kill you, and I know from firsthand experience. So have everything planned as far as meal goes. Second, know when you're gonna go to the gym. I know we already went over that. Know what you're gonna be doing during those hours. And then I can't stress this enough, but set a timer on when you're gonna eat. I know that sounds crazy, but all of my dogs out there know how easy it is to get caught up in the day and literally just forget to eat. So making sure that you have timers, make sure you have reminders, that way you go eat, get your calories in. Doesn't matter if you're bulking, doesn't matter if you're cutting, make sure you take care of the nutrition. And then prioritize your health. Like, listen, I know how important it is to build a business and build the future, but don't sacrifice your health for building that stuff, because yeah, it may feel nice temporarily, but when you're older and your health is falling apart because you didn't take care of yourself, like, what good is the money? What good is the empire that you build if you can't actually enjoy it? I promise you there are solutions to still build an amazing life and take care of your health. And the last thing that I'm gonna give you guys is be careful what you put in your body, because especially like in the sales, hustler, dog world, where people are like popping testosterone at like 20 years old and putting all kinds of shit in their body. Like, you gotta be really careful with that, because they're not thinking about what's gonna happen when they're 40 or 50 or 60 years old. They're just thinking about how swole they can be and how rich they can be like in their 20s, and that's cool and all, but you gotta be careful. That's how I stay consistent and being able to build an 8-figure business and stay healthy. All right, so we just finished up our Saturday morning call. Every Saturday we start by just pouring into the team, the leadership team. We rotate, we have a different guest speaker, and our agents don't have to work Saturday mornings, but a lot of them choose to. Just a great day, everybody's home. So we get a couple hours of working on a Saturday morning. But it's always good to get a chance to listen to Marcus. I have 2 pages full of notes. And one of my biggest things that I'm focusing on right now is not being an information consumer, but being an information applier, because there's a huge difference in that. Listen, I've been listening to him and so many other speakers for years. And sometimes I can get into this rut of thinking that I know everything, or being like, oh, like he keeps saying the same thing every single week. Come to find out, like, he's saying it, but I'm not actually taking that information, doing something with it. So I've been so much better with my note taking. I also review my notes. I have booklets everywhere just of notes that I study and review. So it's always good to get a chance to hear from them. But we got a long day of content, so we're gonna go get ready. And I'm gonna also walk you guys through today how I get prepared for my week. I think it's gonna be really beneficial, so let's go get after it. So something that's really helped me is just to plan out my week. So this is my exact 4-step process and how I do it. And let me give you guys some preface. Before I planned my week and before I was very organized, I was that kind of person who was just like, I got it all in my head. And let me tell you guys, the more your business evolves, the more that it develops, you will get run over by your business or your day if you do not plan it. So this is exactly how I do it. I'm gonna walk you guys through it. The very first step you have to do, I know it sounds really simple, very easy, but you have to have weekly goals and daily goals. The daily goals are really important because sometimes throughout a week, you can accidentally trick yourself into thinking you have time. So let's say Monday or Tuesday doesn't exactly go the way that you want it. You're like, well, I have the rest of the week, and you become less intentional. And I found out if you break it down to daily goals, you play with a little bit more of a sense of urgency, and it really helps me. And sometimes, depending on your weekly goals, it can seem a little bit overwhelming depending on how ambitious you are. So have weekly and daily goals. They have to be actionable and they have to be measurable. That way like, hey, either pass or fail. Did you do it or did you not do it? Second thing you have to do is know how many hours are you willing to work. Depending on your position, like what you do for work, that may change. Sometimes, people don't really get to choose how many hours they're willing to work or wanting to work. Other people do if you're in sales or you have more of an entrepreneurial role. But the first thing you have to do is dedicate, okay, like that's my goal. Now, how many hours am I wanting and willing to work? And then when? Like, when am I going to be working these hours? In the morning, in the afternoon, at night? Like, what am I going to be doing? When am I going to be doing it? So once you have that figured out, okay, I have my goals, I know when I'm going to be working, then you have to figure out what are you actually going to be doing during these times. Now, I know this sounds really simple, but I promise you, if I audit my sales team and every other person out there in the world, a lot of people fail to do these 2 things. The more specific you are with this one, the better. So for example, like I'm in sales, if I just have for a big block of time period selling, that's not a really effective game plan. Like, what am I gonna be doing to go get sales? So the more specific you are, the better. And then the 4th one, this is probably my biggest weakness, is do not overschedule. Listen, I was so ambitious and I would jam-pack my schedule with as much things as I can possibly fit in there. And I realized, like, first of all, I don't always get around to doing everything. Second of all, I'm super overwhelmed because I'm late, I'm behind. And then third of all, it's not even needed. The majority of our results come from, 20% of things. Just focus on the 20% of things that generate all the results. So this is exactly what I do before every single week. I will not go into Monday without having these things done. But we have to go back to filming more content. We're not done yet. We have a lot more ads to get ready for. So we're about to go knock that out and then finish up for the day.
You try to escape, but you're in a padded room.
Okay.
And babe, just fix the green.
Chat, my abs are cooked. Cooked.
Most companies, you have hunt prospects, ready to buy things. We roll them at you.
All right, guys, we finished up location 1, which is my apartment complex. We shot out like 10 ads there, 10 different content pieces. Now we're headed to location 2, which is some alley in the middle of Tampa. We're gonna go do some creative bit ideas. Like, I know one of them involves like throwing paint on my car. So RIP, hopefully she doesn't get too dirty. And I'm not really sure about the logistics about that one, but I trust them, so we'll see. We're gonna go do a couple more content ideas. We came up with a list of like 15 to 30 ideas. They scrapped like 12 of mine. I thought they were genius, but then Jules and Damien looked at them and they were like, we're scratching them. I figured that I would give you guys the tour. I haven't give you guys the tour of my new car. I got it in April. I was super patient to buying a supercar. Like, it's something that I've wanted for a really long time, but I'm cheap. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money, but I've never given you guys the tour, and you guys can't really see it like on photos. So this is the car, but my favorite part personally about the car, which you can't really see in photo, is the carbon fiber top. And then if you go down to the front, same thing, we have the carbon fiber hood, which you can't really see when it's being photographed. The carbon fiber windshield, and then same thing with the bottom, all the accents you can see, carbon fiber. That's my favorite part, and it goes all the way through the back, all the way over here. It's kind of dusty right now. I live in the garage, but I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but that's carbon fiber too. So that's my favorite part about the car. Like, that's really what made me pull the trigger. I bought it from St. Louis. One of my guys in St. Louis had the car, all bloody guts, orange interior. As soon as he sent it to me, because he knew I was in the market to buy a car, he was like, yo, Arturo, like, you need to check this one out. Just got done with the location one. What do? We threw paint on my Lamborghini. So we're gonna have to see how that goes, because I have no idea how that's gonna be edited, but it should be good. We're gonna trust Damien and see how that comes along. We're headed to location 2, where we're gonna do a car wash bit. I honestly forgot it off the top of my head, but this is like my favorite part of the content creation aspect. That you got to be really creative. You have to do wild things. This car was not made for Tampa. To get people's attention. People are so ADHD, and you have to be very unique and very creative and very different. And that's what I like about the content side of things versus like sales, where it's very organized. Like, there's techniques in marketing, like there is, but at the end of the day, like, you just have to come up with wild ideas that gets people's attention. So we're headed to location number 2. We're gonna go do a car wash bit. Location 2, we're actually at a car wash. For this one, we're gonna do like an idea that basically is along the lines of like, hey, you know, what if you could wash your car with the amount of money that you make a week? And it just goes to show like, hey, you can make great money in life insurance sales, and just like a visual hook where instead of spraying the water, like money coming out. So I don't know, we thought it was funny, we thought it was creative, we thought it was different. And ads, to be honest with you, just gotta just keep shooting, keep coming up with different crazy little ideas and things you can do to tweak it and make it visually appealing. And you don't really know what works and what doesn't work. Sometimes the stupider it sounds and it actually comes out working best. Sometimes the one that you're like, yo, these are about to hit, like this is the best idea I've ever had, it just completely flops. So who knows, this may be a good one, maybe a bad one. Oh no, wait, guys, I ran over the paint. I have white paint actually all over my car. Yo, that's not good. Well, I guess we came to the perfect place.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Looks like, guys, we're getting a car wash after all. I'm not domesticated. Guys, I've never used one of these before, I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, what is this?
As you spray it all over the car.
You can see like up there, you can't really see because the camera, it came off the car though, that's good. Like that. Last location of the day, we're back at the apartment. We have a couple more content ideas that consist of money, a lighter, burning money. So we're gonna try not to get hurt. We're gonna try to make sure that this time nothing goes wrong, no tactical marketing errors. Last time we accidentally got white paint on the Lambo. That was an accident, wasn't supposed to happen. So the goal is not to burn my apartment down after we burn this money. I really don't want to deal with the call from the police and the Heron building. That'd be bad. So we're gonna try to safely burn this money. And then that's gonna wrap up the content weekend. We shot a lot of ads. I know they're gonna do really well. And then probably go watch some football. You know, try to enjoy the weekend a little bit. So we're gonna burn this money and finish these last couple ads. We provide you the leads, scripts, systems, and everything you need to succeed. Stop waiting and join the virtual sales team. Click the link to the You're good. I warned you,
I
bro. I
started
warned
talking
you.
so fast. I was like, click the link.